So here I'm going to show you how to add some colour to your artist study, whether you're looking at Henry Russo or Johanna Hilderbrand. So you're going to need some coloured pencils, a rubber and your drawing from last lesson. Okay, so start off with a rubber, gently erasing the 4-grid guideline that you drew last lesson to help you get the correct proportions. Hopefully you've not pressed too hard with your pencil and it'll erase easily. And then you're very gently over the top of your paper, just going to rub your rubber over the top to take away some of the pencil. So you can still see your drawing, but it's not going to affect the colour as much if the pencil is lighter. And then you're going to want to go in with a green pencil. You're going to want a variety of colours for this. You're going to want a dark green, a light green, a blue, a yellow, and then any other colours that you think would be suitable to create the green foliage, depending on what picture you've gone for. And I'm just lightly defining the shapes. Now that I've rubbed up some of the pencil, I'm replacing it with green, just so that it'll blend in more when it comes to adding my shading. Okay, and I'm just also going to start drawing in some of the main features of the leaves, the veins here, just to help give myself a bit of definition when I'm adding the colour in a little while. And we're just going to go in with just a basic dark green on the bottom half of the leaf, just pressing really lightly with our pencil, and then just slowly starting to build up the colour. It might be that you want to test out colours using your book or a scrap piece of paper before you try them on the paper. That's absolutely fine. And just make sure that you build up colour slowly and you keep swapping to different pencils. So remember that you can use a blue and a yellow to make your own green shades as well. And then the more you do this in your work, the more variety and depth of colour you're going to be able to achieve, rather than if you were to just use one green pencil or 2 different green pencils. So I'm just working on the final touches of defining the bottom of that first leaf, and I'm going to start to go in and add some colour and some definition to the stem in a second. What you'll notice by looking at the photo that I've been working from is there's a slight bluey green tinge to the colour. So what I'm doing is I'm adding a blue base coat, then going over the top with green, and that's going to give me a different tone to what I've been able to achieve so far. Remember, the more variety of tone you've got, the more realistic your outcome will be, obviously by keep looking at the artist reference sheet as well to help you. So next we're going to move on to adding some colour to the bird. So again, the same method, use your rubber to erase some of the pencil lines so it's paler and it's not going to affect your colour, and just slowly go in and define the main shape. So again, it depends on what photograph you're working from, what artist study, but the same method would apply. Just go in really lightly and just outline with the main colour that you're going to need. On the bird here, they've got almost like a blue chest, and then they've got a red fluffy neck. So I'm just defining the different areas that I'm going to need and just rubbing out wherever I don't need that dark grey pencil anymore. So I'm going to start adding some texture and some detail to the belly of the bird. So what you'll notice here is I'm not doing my usual soft blending technique. I'm doing more kind of zigzaggy textured lines, and I want that texture to be able to be seen when the piece is finished, and that's hopefully going to make it look a little bit like there's feathers on his belly. So don't forget that you can use different mark making techniques. It doesn't all have to be blended exactly the same way, and then that way, by showing some different textures, it's going to add some more interest to your work. So I'm just going in with a baby blue and just varying the pressure of how hard I'm pressing with the pencil and how long I'm spending in certain places. And you can also go in with a darker blue as well, just to add some extra definition. Okay, so I'm just starting off here with the normal blending technique, so having darker edges and a softer paler middle, and I'm just going to build up some of the texture around the bird's neck, because again I want to be able to show that feather effect. If you refer to the pictures of the artist you've chosen, have a look out for any specific textures and have a think about how you can show that with your pencil by varying the shape or the mark that you use. So I'm just building up some feathers here. I'm probably going to go over with a different colour in a moment as well, but I just want to build in that main colour that I need. So again, remember not to press too hard. You want darker edges and then a softer middle. Okay, so here I'm just going to add some orange really lightly over the top of my bird. I don't want him to look orange, but I just want to be able to convey a slightly different colour or more warmth in the middle of the bird. So that's why I've got darker red edges and then some more orange in the middle, and then just going back and forth over with the red just to blend it in. So again, depending on what picture you've done, you may need more or less of this technique, but I find that it really helps to add a little bit more texture and depth to your work, rather than, say for example, the animal just being one shade. So keep going with adding colour to the different sections of your artist study, working step by step and building up your colour slowly, as you can see here from the tree branch. So here's just an example of how you can get a tonal effect just with one colour. So all I've used is a black coloured pencil here, but I've still been able to achieve a variety of tones. And you also want to think about where the light is in the picture. So I'm following the artist study to help me, but obviously the top of the branch is going to be nearest the sunlight, so that's going to be paler, whereas the bottom and the underneath of the branch is going to be hidden from the sun, so it's naturally going to be a darker shade. And by doing that and applying that to my work, again I'm going to have a more realistic study, and I'm just adding in some details on some of the flowers here as well.